In a polished corner office high above Manhattan's streets, best-selling author and former investigative journalist Garrett Wilson is in full pitch mode, armed with charisma, confidence, and a bold new story. Across the desk sits Marcia Dillion, a seasoned senior editor at Nottingham Publishing, surrounded by towering piles of manuscripts and skepticism. She's heard it all before, but not this. Garrett's partner in work and love, Brea Lancaster, a sharp-witted Yale law professor and former researcher, observes with pride and strategic timing as Garrett unfolds the pitch. Garrett is magnetic, tall, athletic, with a calm fire in his blue eyes. But he also knows how to play the long game, particularly with editors who think they've seen it all. Today he promises something no one has seen before, a political expose unlike any ever published. A book that doesn't just shine a light on corruption, it detonates it. The hook is tantalizing. While previous books like Integrity Gone and Stolen Honor delved into CIA secrets and military injustice, this one, Garrett claims, will blow the lid off of Washington itself. The subject? The first gentleman of the United States, Cole Wright. The accusation? Murder. Marcia, momentarily stunned into silence, regains her composure and demands clarification. Garrett repeats himself slowly, deliberately. Cole Wright, the first gentleman, is a murderer. From this point forward, the room shifts. Doubt mingles with curiosity. Marcia, wary of sensationalism, listens intently as Garrett and Brea make their case. The initial source of this allegation is unorthodox. Judd Payton, a custodian at Dartmouth College, where both Garrett and Brea attended, and where President Wright and her husband Cole also studied years earlier. Payton, a quiet observer with decades of campus service, first approached Garrett after a book signing. A fan of Stolen Honor, Payton trusted Garrett enough to share a secret he'd harbored for nearly 2 decades. The story Payton reveals is chilling. During Cole Wright's time as a star football player at Dartmouth, he allegedly sexually assaulted a female student. The incident, never reported publicly, was dismissed quietly, another secret buried beneath layers of privilege, prestige, and power. But that's not the only skeleton in Wright's past. Years after college, while playing for the New England Patriots, Cole Wright began an illicit relationship with Suzanne Bonanno, a 22-year-old cheerleader. Against NFL regulations and dangerously close to becoming public, the relationship threatened to unravel his career. Suzanne told her family she was going to meet Cole one night and vanished. Her disappearance was filed as a missing persons report, but within days, Cole left town for a knee treatment in California. The timing was suspicious. The investigation led nowhere. Garrett, leveraging his past connections as a Boston Globe reporter, tried to find details on Suzanne's case. But the police file? Gone. The paperwork? Missing. A complete erasure. To Garrett and Brea, it's not just a cover-up, it's a deliberate burial. As Garrett pushes this narrative, Brea plays the steadying hand, grounding the conversation with facts and her legal insight. When Marcia challenges the marketability of yet another political corruption tale, Brea counters with the disturbing truth. This isn't about campaign finance or influence peddling. It's about a man at the apex of power who may have killed to protect his reputation and had the system rigged to protect him. Marcia wavers. She's aware of the explosive implications. She warns them. Taking down the first gentleman will bring backlash from all sides. They'll be accused of political sabotage, treason, or worse. Every detail will be scrutinized. Their reputations, and hers, are on the line. But Garrett and Brea are unshaken. They're in, fully. The ghosts of women like Suzanne Bonanno deserve justice. Their voices deserve resurrection. And Garrett, ever the charismatic truth seeker, sees not only a best-selling book, but a shot at reshaping the narrative of American power. Marcia relents. It's a high-risk project, but it could also be a historic one. With her grudging blessing, they leave the office as triumphant as gladiators. On the bustling streets of Manhattan, Garrett is elated. He picks up Brea, swings her around, and kisses her like the moment is their own personal fireworks finale. For Brea, who has spent years teaching criminal law and researching injustices, the moment is just as sweet. She knows the risks. But she also knows the truth needs champions. To celebrate, they head to Washington Square, and then to Sammy's music shop, Garrett's favorite haunt in the city. For years, Garrett has eyed a rare guitar, a 1953 Martin D28 adorned with inlaid red barrels and green emeralds. Today, flushed with creative energy and hope, he finally buys it. Sammy, the rotund and cheerful owner, treats the guitar like a relic, handing it over with reverence. Garrett takes the instrument, cradles it like a sacred object, and teases a dissonant chord before launching into a flawless rendition of classical gas. The melody flows from his fingers like magic. Even Brea, who doesn't always understand his guitar obsession, is moved. Customers in the store pause. They listen. They applaud. Back on the street, guitar case in hand, Garrett hails a cab with Brea by his side. Their love, the book deal, and the music all intertwine in a moment of pure, contagious joy. But beneath the celebration lies the tension of what's coming: research, verification, pushback, and inevitable threats. Digging into Colwright's past means knocking on doors some people want closed forever. Themes and character dynamics. At its heart, The First Gentleman's Secret is a high-stakes political thriller fused with an emotional love story. It explores the cost of ambition, the pervasiveness of corruption, and the power of buried secrets. Garrett is a classic truth-teller, idealistic, tireless, a man who believes the pen can still shake the pillars of power. Brea is his equal in intellect and conviction, balancing his boldness with grounded logic and academic rigor. Their relationship is more than romantic. It's a partnership in pursuit of justice. Together, they represent two sides of the same moral coin: Garrett with his flair for storytelling and performance, Brea with her methodical mind and unflinching ethics. Where he sees a story that could change the world, she sees a courtroom argument that could expose a murderer. Marcia Dillon, the gatekeeper between ideas and publication, is a complex figure. She embodies the publishing industry's risk aversion, but also its longing for relevance and impact. She knows the difference between fluff and fire, and Garrett and Brea have brought her fire. Colwright, still off-screen, is already looming large, former football star. Now first gentleman. A public figure adored by millions, yet the whisper of hidden violence threatens to shatter everything. If the allegations are true, then the nation's most powerful couple is complicit in a monstrous deception. Tone and style. The tone of the novel is brisk and intelligent, with an undercurrent of tension that pulses just below the surface. Witty banter between Garrett and Brea keeps the narrative engaging, even as the subject matter veers into darkness. Dialogue is used effectively to build suspense and develop relationships. The pacing is cinematic, with each chapter revealing just enough to keep the reader hooked. The story blends the polish of a legal drama with the intrigue of an investigative thriller. It hints at broader societal issues: media complicity, class divides, seen through the eyes of a janitor-turned-whistleblower, and the public's willingness to overlook power abuses when wrapped in charm and patriotism. Future arc potential. This synopsis covers the setup and early momentum of the story. As the narrative continues, the investigation will deepen. Brea and Garrett will have to corroborate Peyton's account, trace down long-lost witnesses, uncover old college secrets, and follow Suzanne Bonanno's last steps. They will confront institutional resistance, from law enforcement, from government allies, from Wright's inner circle. They will face threats to their safety and attacks on their character, but the deeper they dig, the clearer the picture becomes. The story is not only true, it's worse than they feared. Ultimately, the book will test the strength of their convictions, their relationship, and their courage to bring a monster to light. It asks the reader a crucial question: what happens when the person closest to the most powerful leader in the free world is hiding a lethal past?